think it adds to that whole experience something terribly, terribly sad. Meanwhile, blindingly up this corner of the viewpoint comes yet again the Mantis, probably stretched that lead now out to 400 over AMT. We're delighted that AMT, who have had a bit of a roller coaster season, they appear to be able to open the boat right out today. We're loving that. And they are more than we are, however, Ben. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. Just keeping an eye on the hear anything about the trouble that are running it's a good thing to look at, really. And it just looks good. Hey, when those boats are really moving at those sort of speeds and hitting through the airway, it's just amazing. Champion, and actually he was one champion, so a really successful year.
Goes up to turn, the final turn to come onto the main straight.
Class 1 champions, you know. If you get the chance, guys, here at Lake Macquarie, well through the thing. It's a really good site. You get to check out the sports boats, of course. There's some really, really nice teams, as I mentioned earlier. And check out the show that Triple Two are running with their big Pantech support trucks, all liveried up in the matching Navy livery and the boat and the trailer. They're well put together, and it shows that they're winning the Class 1 championship with a lot of tough competition, and at this point looking as if they're going to win the Australian Championship too. So a very successful year. They've taken home a lot of silverware, and they're absolutely pleased with that. And it's really just a shame for people that really do need to get dedicated racers. As we mentioned earlier, Ryan Coleman is the owner of that boat. It's his first year racing that boat. He's been in the boat with Steve Jellick, a very accomplished offshore powerboat racer. Raced a lot of different categories, won in a lot of different categories, so he's the perfect man to be paired with Ryan Coleman, and they've put on a great performance this year, so it's a shame to see today's outcome.
Coming back to Supercat outboard, if you're looking, you'll see that the green AMT marine vessel has actually covered back at least half of that 400 metre gap that the Mantis has put on. That's a wonderful sign, and here comes the Sting, desperate to close the gap down themselves. So in the next 20 minutes we're going to see how wonderful this category is as well and how close. So here comes AMT, who've actually taken the Mantis from their
it's really good to see that the AMT have found some pace and overhauled the Mantas, putting on a good show for everyone here at Lake Macquarie and of course watching at home on the GP Hydro live streaming. And we've just had some big news from race control on our last race, our sports classes, that Thunderstruck 65-mile-an-hour category actually broke out in 66.3 miles an hour. So that's a disqualification for them. They've gone 1.3 miles over. And as we mentioned, we told you about the CC punishment. And so they are disqualified, unfortunately, of that race. And they'll be coming back with all the fire in the belly you could imagine for the race after this one. But back to this particular Super Cat race, as AMT and Saracen, or the Mantas, beg your pardon, come through that top turn and start to negotiate that right-hand dogleg. AMT have a little bit of a lead over the Mantas, who have the outside line. Mantas setting themselves up for the bottom turn, going around the outside of the dogleg, gives them a little bit of a look through the inside of the bottom turn. If they can come in a little bit deeper and hold a bit more speed and get those 300 Rs parked up on the way out, they'll be able to have a good crack at AMT down this front straightaway. We saw Saracen actually do a similar move on AMT last year at Harvey Bay, and well, frankly, they got it wrong and they put the boat on a slid. Hopefully none of that today though. It's never a good sight to see a boat go over on a slid, as 222 overhauled Nick. Hopefully they can continue to find some of the issues that are not allowing them the top end speed. Certainly, and as we look towards the back straightaway, we can see the Mantas has had a great run out of the turn 1 and turn 2 complex, as they are just sneak the nose up the inside in front of the AMT. So good to see that they've got that boat back under control, got the attitude right, and got it sorted through the corners. It's a really nice move that last half a lap, going a bit deeper and harder through that bottom turn, having a good run down the straight and sorting the job out in turn 1 and 2. It shows the racecraft of Andy Casino and Matt Kelly, but it's still close. AMT are not letting this one happen easily as they negotiate the left-hander at the top of the straight into the right-handed dogleg. Saracen taking the outside line for this. AMT on the inside, they'll try and sneak it up. It's a fast wide corner. They might be able to just sneak the nose up inside, but as we said last lap, that'll give the Mantas the inside line for the bottom turn, as 222 from them down as well.
And that's exactly right. The really interesting thing is here, if you're at Marmong Point, there's every chance that 222 will be on top of the two Supercat outboard vessels by the time they come around. It will be close, maybe it'll be just after, but stand by because they're just running into just about now. Here we go. And here comes the Mantas, AMT. that boat. It really is such a skill set. Peter McNeil, Muddy, wonderful racer to see.
Yeah, great racing especially for the 600 horsepower category at the moment. It's really, really cool to see ASP and the Mantis having a bit of a ding-dong battle for first and second spot as the Mantis just really starts to pull that lead back out as they negotiate the first turn. They're coming up on the back straight. Triple Two just getting around ASP, and it shows the speed, especially that 600 boats really do have some pace. Triple Two's only just overhauled ASP. They've gone around the outside of these 600 horsepower boats are huge boats. And the racing is really tight. All season it's been really, really good. The camaraderie, sportsmanship and the passion in this class. It's a really, really good class, really fast boat, really talented drivers. Triple Two just go around the outside of the Mantis, leaving them plenty of room. Obviously they're in a different class, they're on the same race course at the same time, sort of like the 85 mile an hour and the 65 mile an hour boats, but they're not racing each other. They're in their own classes. So Triple Two hopefully there's plenty of room, not disturbing them and letting them continue to race back with AMT. And they have stayed pretty similar. They both of those boats pretty tidy at the moment. It's really, really good to see the competitiveness.
Of course, if you're